What is up, everyone? Socrates101 here. Today we are back with actually week number 2 of the MBL. I did mention in my previous upload that there was probably not going to be week 2 of the MBL since my opponent forfeit. But we found a replacement which instantly made a team and instantly battled me. Yeah, that was a thing, and I was like, wait, you didn't prepare, how do you expect to do well against me? Not looking great. And then it turned out to be like a really good match. So strap in, let's watch this. I literally just came off this match, so here we go. So when we look at, come on, Showdown, yeah, there we go. So when we look at team preview, right, I have the Honchkrows, I have Empoleon. You should have seen this in the team analysis video. So he brought the Almamola, which is the setup fodder for my sub SD Honchkrows. He brought the Alakazam, which was obvious, and he brought a couple of steel types, which I kind of Pyroar for if I want to, and he has a Starmie, which does alright. He has Ditto, which I expect on a Honchkrow is actually going to turn out as one of the biggest threats. But this Honchkrow doesn't run speed. Keep that in mind as we go. So here we go. I'm going to lead with Scissor, and he's actually going to lead off with this Mega Alakazam. So as we know, you have to Mega first turn, or you gotta switch. So basically, I can take any hit from his Alakazam, and I really want to take it out with a U-turn. So that's what I proceed to do. I'm just going to click U-turn right here, get initiative on the Almamola, and here I go into Honchkrows, and that basically means I get a kill, because I am sub-Sword Stance, so that's what I'm actually going to do. I'm just going to go for sub right here. He's going to go into Honchkrows, that's alright. I'm just gonna set up a sub. He's like, okay, I gotta break this sub because otherwise I'm kind of screwed. But here I figure, you know what? Let's get greedy because I don't have any moves that really hit me for good damage and do have leftovers. So I go for Sword Stance, and the close combat still does a hefty chunk, being 42%. Oh, 46% actually. I thought it was 42, but here I go for close combat, and I just straight take out his Ditto. So I'm not looking too bad. I have a +2 Honchkrows in, which I obviously do not want to stay in, because he can easily go on as Alakazam, go for a revenge kill. What I'm going to do is go on to my Choppleberry and Empoleon, which can eat up the Sidekick really easily, because he could not risk going for a Focus Blast right there, missing it, and people tend to do the safe play afterwards anyway. So he goes for Focus Blast. I survived that due to Choppleberry. I do think I actually would have survived that anyway, but I go for Scald, and he goes for Focus Blast again, so it's really unfortunate. Empoleon not doing that much this game, but there we go. Now in comes Scissor. I figured he would switch because I thought his Alakazam would be very useful, so I go for U-turn again, predicting his Almamola switch, but I don't think he wanted to do that. The reason why I think he did not actually preserve his Alakazam is because he didn't want to go into Almamola, which was like the only real safe switch he had, and then me U-turning out into Honchkrows again and setting up another Sword Stance and basically claiming a kill again. I didn't even need to get up a Sword Stance to claim a kill at this point. So I go into Pyroar because it's my most expendable member. I know it baits out this guy, but I'm just going to go for a Dark Pulse. I'm Choice Scarf modest, so I basically sack Pyroar here, which is very unfortunate, not the greatest of plays I have made. But I go into Vespiquen, kind of figure out, you know what, I can take on this guy, and then he gets a crit with a T-Bolt, which is rather unfortunate. Unfortunately, I do manage to take it out with Shadow Ball. This guy had a Double, a Jirachi, and a Starmie, so which kind of can check Vespiquen potentially, but nope. I just, you know, I figured, you know, I'm going to die to this guy, so I'm just gonna click Scald. But there was no point in doing that, and he turns out to be slower, so he's not running any speed investment. This allows me to get off a rest and get wake up instantly with my Choppleberry. So here he's actually gonna pull a risky switch into Rachi, because if I would have burned it, it was like kind of game over. But he reveals Thunder right here. I mean, it was a silly play of me staying in, but he gets the paralysis, and that's very unfortunate. So I figured, you know what, let's just go Shadow Ball. That doesn't do as much as I wanted it to do. So I really should have gone for the Scald again, but fortunately I do break through the Paraflinch first turn, and I do get the burn. So I figured, you know what, he's not running any speed in his Honchkrow, but I'm not running any speed on my Scissor, so I was not thinking on my end at this point in the battle. So I figured, you know what, let's just go into Scissor and try and set up a Sword Stance, and then I can either like kill the Honchkrow with a Bullet Punch and actually go U-turn on the Almamola with a +2 U-turn, so that's going to do a hefty chunk as well. But that is not going to be the case. I do set up the sword sounds, and I do end up taking out the Jirachi with a bullet punch. That is going to be the case. If you're wondering, this scissor is actually Akaberry, because I figured he would run Hidden Power Fire on his Alakazam. But his Honchkrow turns out to be faster, which was very obvious because I'm not running any speed on my scissor. And he goes in a Honchkrow. So here I figure, well, I lost, right? I completely lost. So Vespiquen is not going to take this hit. It's actually slower at this point, so there's no point in me doing this. And then I figure, wait, I can play mind games with Heracross right here. So I set up a sub. He goes for Brave Bird, predicting on the first turn. Here it comes down to the play. If I got back up to the health where I could set up a substitute again, but is he going to click Sucker Punch right here, or is he going to click Brave Bird? So that's basically it. As soon as he'd go Sucker Punch and I click Close Combat, I'd win because I'm faster, since we've already seen that this guy has no speed investment at all, and I have enough speed investment on my Heracross to outspeed Adamant Honchkrow, which I figured he'd bring, but like max speed Adamant, but that's not the case. And as soon as he clicks Sucker Punch and I click Substitute, I win as well, because Gardevoir takes on every single form of Alomomola 1v1, since I am a Calm Mind version. So even if he would somehow survive the Hyper Voice and Mirror Code or whatever, I'm not even sure if it gets that, but then I'd still win this by clicking Calm Mind one time. So here, moment of truth, I do go for the sub, and he goes for Sucker Punch. So I do get off his substitute, and here it's basically a good game, because at this point I can just click Close Combat. He's going to break my sub with the Sucker Punch, and that's going to be GG, because I just Close Combat the Alomomola, and then Gardevoir ends up coming in and taking the game. So Cedric LaForest, new coach of the Halfmoon Honchkrows, which he decided to take the name. He decided, you know what, I'll take it, I'll use it. That was a very good game. I shot my pants at one point. I really thought I had lost to your Honchkrow. Fortunately, it does not turn out to be the case. And here I Calm Mind on his Protect. It didn't even matter all that much. So here I just kill it with a Hyper Voice and we're good. So that's going to be the game. That's going to be week 2. So currently we are sitting at 2-0, and Cedric is looking like a really good contester this season, because he crapped out his team in 10 minutes, and I actually put a lot of preparation into my team, which actually came out really handy. The only thing that didn't really work out as well as I had planned was Pyroar, but Sub SD Heracross came into play, and the Empoleon came into play, and actually Resto Chesto Suicune did the same thing, and then Calm Mind Gardevoir was there to claim the end kill. So that was it for this week. Hope you enjoyed, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye bye.